Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 453. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez,
Sup, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero,
Yo.
Adam Vale,
How you doing? How you doing?
Brett Murdoch. I'm waiting for him to unmute himself. Nothing. All right. And Brian Majoma.
What's up, people?
All right. No Chris action. What's going on with it, man? He's like hailstorms or something?
Yeah, he's got some storms happening over there. There's hail and all kinds of other crazy stuff. So he's probably not going to be in there for this one. I mean, I could definitely understand why. I did ask him though if he had a garage for his car because, because if you got hail going on, at least some. And he said it's pretty good size hail. So if he's got hail hitting his car, that's going to leave some serious dents and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
Hell's no joke.
All right, people, we're back with another one. Let's get right into it. Questions. One subset. It's kind of funny that Brett's muted right now because this first comment here is actually for Brett.
I'm back.
Hey,
That's
there you
where
are.
I was having problems. Like Pizza Hut is apparently outsourced to the DoorDash drivers. DoorDash drivers don't have any fucking change, so here we are, just fucked.
Oh, man. Anyway, so Brett, quick comment for you. He goes, kudos to, this is from one subset. Kudos to Brett for his rant on episode 451. Keep it up, Brett. Some people need to hear the truth.
Oh, dope. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, this is regarding your epic rant about, people wanting to change to your Bethesda games. You're like, no, stop it. Leave my games alone.
People want to go out of their way to piss in my Cheerios. I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, first question here from Mr. One Subset is about Starfield. He goes, am I the only person who has several different game saves with different key choices being made? So I guess he like lines them up or something. How do you guys do?
Oh, damn, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Not me. Like I will I forget what I'm doing already anyway. So like I will just have abandoned game files. They're just like, what is this from? Where is this? Like, I kind of know what you're talking about. Like, sometimes if I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea, I'm going to save aside from my normal game save. But as soon as I decide, like, to keep going down that line, that's my save game file. And then I'll look back and I'll be like, why do I have a level 6 save? Huh? So, no.
Yeah, I do. But like Brett said, you're kind of like have like a whole bunch of game saves where you don't know what the hell's going on. And for some reason, Starfield, I'm pretty sure all the other Bethesda games did this. Like they, when you save your game, you do those manual saves. You have like a screenshot of the thing. This one doesn't. So it's just like it's the save, the level you are, and I think the world or planet, or if you're on your ship. If it's a save when you're on your ship, you're fucked because it's just like, oh, I'm in the Razor Leaf. Okay, that doesn't really tell me anything. But yeah, I do the saves, even though I haven't gotten back to any. Oh, I did go back once. At the very end, Brian, we discussed. I initiated New Game Plus, and I instantly regretted it, and I went back to my old save.
Yeah, Brian, do you have multiple saves?
Yes, but not like that. I'm kind of like with Brett here, where I just have one save where I just try and do like similar-esque choices, and then next time I go around, I'll do like random choices. Again, it's kind of like how you platinum Infamous. Like you do the good choices first time, and then bad choices next time, or vice versa. But I'd be interested to know how that actually plays out. Like, how do you keep track of what choices you've done on what save, and how that works out? Because I get the idea that sometimes you go back and you do a different choice just to see how the outcome was, but never in the sense of having different saves where you can branch off and do multiple timelines at the same time. So yeah, that's interesting.
Also, what I do is I do saves where I have to go through a place. Like, let's say I'm in a cave and there hasn't been any loading places, and I know there's going to be a fight or something significant. I save it there, just in case if I die or something happens or glitches out or whatever, I can load it from there instead of having to reload like the entrance of the cave. Because this game does have some of that stuff where some of these layers, caves, buildings, like they can get a pretty, I don't know if complex is the right word, but really like confusing to backtrack your way, and you have to backtrack every time. You can't fast travel out of the places. So the left bumper button is pretty useful because it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, but it's pretty useful to trace back. But yeah,
So you get lost like in Remnant. Remnant, you get lost all the time. All these caves, they all look the same and shit. Do you get lost?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's not. I mean, because there is a lot of similarities between a lot of the buildings, but there's
At least
one
you get
mission.
a marker. I don't know if I'm still early on, but I would get that little marker and it'd tell me like destination, the distance, how far. You don't get that in all the locations.
In Starfield, you don't get a specific marker, but if you press a button, it'll show you like a trail, and that sometimes helps, but sometimes it doesn't work, which is weird. Because there's in particular there's one mission where everything is blowing up, shit is burning up, and you have to get out of there, and everyone's shooting at you, and you're like, how the hell do I get out of this place? But yeah,
It's like Call of Duty.
I do save a lot.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you. One subset.
Nothing wrong with that. Save a lot.
Shout out to Bob Hits for subscribing.
Yo.
Good stuff.
Shout out to my hits.
All right, man. Next question here, also from one subset. Is there an RPG revival going on with all these new RPGs being released? I think we've gotten pretty much the same amount of RPGs lately. I think we just have a lot more high-profile ones coming out, but like there's always been a steady stream of them,
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of people play them that normally don't play RPG. I think that's thanks to that Elden Ring. Elden Ring really opened that door to a lot of people that were really into that type of stuff. Like, oh, I could do this.
Shout out to my hits for the bits. But the thing is, I will admit I live in a bubble when it comes to this stuff because like I play a lot of RPGs. All the people I know play RPGs. So to me, I'm like, they've never gone away. So I could be wrong about that. But I think
there has been.
What do you define as an RPG anymore?
Yeah, that's another good question, isn't it?
But I think there has been. We just happen to be in the precipice. Well, not the precipice. We're already here, but of an influx of games that we haven't gotten in a long time, and it just happens to be the RPG wave. We've gotten Starfield, which I would consider an RPG. Baldur's Gate 3, which I would consider an RPG. Cyberpunk, kind of Phantom Liberty, kind of in a way. But yeah.
Oh, I'd totally call Cyberpunk. There are several roles that you can play.
Remnant 2, that's an RPG.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't it a first-person shooter?
Character? No.
So?
No. You have guns, but you have to level up your character. You get skill points, and then you have to build those up. And it's just like any other RPG. Same thing with the Division.
It sounds like
action
RPG.
RPG.
It sounds like you just subscribe Call of Duty.
Oh, well, you shut your whore mouth.
You don't update any of that.
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
But you upgrade, don't you? You gain skills. Brett, this goes back to your point.
What
even is an RPG anymore?
You're talking about.
Here's the thing.
That's multiplayer. That's in multiplayer. That's
Remnant
not the campaign.
Remnant has viable builds. You can build to do different stuff.
Yeah.
So
by the way, I'm not saying it isn't. I just I thought it was a first person game, but that's cool.
Well, first of all, it's third person.
Third person shooter.
Oh, third person. Okay. Cool.
You get magic abilities and things like that depending on the weapon.
Yeah,
Why did I think it was a first person game?
I don't know.
Because you hear shooter, you think
you do this a lot. You do that.
Yeah, I haven't drank that much lately. Just a little bit,
That's what drinkers normally drink.
That's a little bit.
That's what they
Yeah.
I'm taking
I'm taking you guys' word for it. If you say an RPG, it's an RPG. I can't say
And
otherwise. I haven't played it. You know,
And even the publisher.
Bro,
I mean,
it's
the
as much an
biggest.
RPG as a Souls game is. Come on.
I'm not arguing with you. What the fuck? I agree with you. Sure.
Why are you so mad? Why you don't like
You're getting mad at me. I'm like, I agree with you guys. Fuck you,
Brett,
Tony.
Tony, I'm gonna need you to calm down, man.
Brett's so used to getting jumped on. He's like he's biting even if nobody's attacking.
Bro, I'm
When
half
you-
feral. You know how it is.
When you spend a majority of your time customizing your character's loadout and build out, then there you go, RPG.
That's
Different
kind of
gear,
where
you
I
gotta do it.
qualify it.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why when I argue with people, they're like, "Oh, you play that shooter, The Division. That's not RPG. It's an action RPG. There is a lot of numbers involved. In it.
Honestly, I would call Remnant more of an RPG than Final Fantasy.
How's that?
Because Final Fantasy, you have the one role that you can play and not much build variance. Like, no matter how differently you and I make our characters, we're still essentially playing the same character.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
there's
sure.
different classes and stuff.
Not the entire genre, not the entire series, because that'd be a whole other,
As the years have gone on, Final Fantasy has become less and less RPG like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Adam says, yeah, the game is RPG like because you get all those numbers, and I'm like, yeah, all the numbers when when the damage shows up when you shoot the bullet
not
at the
that,
people.
but the gear. You look at gear set the percentage, and you're seeing what the resistance to flame damage. That's no different than magic. It's like resistance to certain magic. You're like, oh, okay. It's just put in a different light. That's
But yeah,
all.
I think
go ahead. No, but going back to the original question though, are we seeing more RPGs lately?
Yeah.
It keeps
definitely,
people
I would say
engaged.
so.
It keeps people engaged.
But I think
more time.
I'm with Brett. I think eventually we're gonna have to draw a line in the sand and declare what's an RPG and what isn't, because
Because
just
every
everything
game
gets
has RPG elements now.
It's what hip hop is now. What is hip hop or what is rap and pop? It's all
Hip hop,
it's
no
been
stranger to danger. Hot
Danger.
97,
Oh,
Logitech Lee.
There you go. We need to get DJ Red Alert and Kid Capri to explain what real hip hop is, because what we get now is not that. It's all poppy. They're singing. Rappers shouldn't be singing and auto tune and getting all these. No. But they do it. So what is that? Is that hip hop or is it just pop music? And what's pop music? That's just popular music. So is that not popular? What the hell is this shit? It's all bullshit. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on here. Who do we have next? Kiss Shack in the house. All right. How much of a competitive advantage does the Xbox leak give to Microsoft's competitors now that they know what Xbox's roadmap looks like for the next generation? Do you think the other console manufacturers are now more poised to know what to strike for next gen? The thing is, the leaks are like not final. Everything released hasn't been finalized yet. So whatever the plans may be for next gen, they could change them. They may not be the same right now. So I don't think competitors may take some notes or whatever, sure. But I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, Xbox doing this, we need to do this instead.
I also think the competitor is not the I don't as far as like secret projects. I think to an extent Sony knows what the roadmap is to an extent.
Oh, for
by
Xbox?
competitors, you mean
for sure.
Sony, right?
Yeah. Sony and Nintendo doesn't give a shit about it. They just
Nintendo doesn't count. So it's by competitors we mean Sony. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Sony is a little like first of all, there wasn't a lot fucking exposed. There's not really a roadmap there to respond to, and even if it were, it was like an old roadmap. But I'm going to throw a little bit of shade by saying like Sony's way too busy dealing with its clusterfuck dumpster fire of 2 years of live service games that it already has coming down the pipeline. So it's trying to deal with its own shit right now. Because honestly, as a PlayStation fan, here's what you can look forward to: live service game, live service game, live service game, other live service game, possibly canceled live service game, and then a live service game. So that's going to be fun. And it's honestly like development is too long in the tooth to change directions, because it's been like 3 years since we've heard they had all these things in development. So like they can't change direction on them now. They have to do what the fuck Redfall did, and just like fuck it, just put it out so we can move past it.
Here's I can understand why somebody like Sony would want to do services games, but the thing is that the service game industry is also such a tough room where is the zeitgeist, whatever is in the zeitgeist seems to sit on the top, and then there's everybody else.
Well, there was that stuff that came out from the CMA report that Jim Ryan sent the email out talking about that and saying, "Oh no, we get that, but our goal within those 10 games is to establish some of them and integrate some of them into our current IPs." He didn't say which one it was, but then that's concerning because like, wait, are you going to start adding?
It's Uncharted Online.
Oh,
There you
God,
go.
here we go.
Uncharted, and those type of things. It's like, is that what we are going to expect from these things? What happened to the single player story mission? Was like, oh yeah, that'll be that. But then if you want certain things, then you got to go down this road to get.
Here's the thing. One thing about a service game is it in a way it sort of justifies them paying all that money for those games because they have a constant revenue going on, right? Mm-hmm. If they have a constant revenue going on in a game, they're not blowing a bunch of money at once. And then the other thing is that as far as those service games go, it's like, yeah, they do cost quite a bit of money, but they don't cost nearly as much as, let's say, doing a full-on Uncharted with full resolution characters and all that other stuff. So
it keeps the contract revenue in, and they can keep paying their staff, so they don't have to let go of all the contractors.
Adam, we got a response here, and I want you to counter, reply. Blitz says Jimbo has come out this week saying they are not banking on all those to be hits, and that they are not taken away from their normal output. We will still get the games PlayStation is known for.
And Jimbo, and also Jimbo has been known to utterly lie. So
but it's not even that.
He is saying that he came out to say that to quell the bullshit that came out before.
But he doesn't have to change anything. It's adding. That's the whole thing. It can still all be there, and then all this other stuff, and then new things that weren't originally part of the game are going to get integrated to that part. So then you can't bitch because it's like you never had it to begin with, so don't complain. But that's a new feature. Yes, new feature in this new payment system. That's what it is. Enjoy it.
Yeah, but anyway, going back to the main question. My thing is like, what happened in the Xbox leak that a competitor will be like, oh, maybe we should try that, or maybe we should try to avoid that. I didn't really see anything big unless they'd be like, oh, let's do a cylindrical console too. Like I didn't. What came out of that that's even important?
I don't know. It's almost like other than they know. They might know a console is coming in the future. Another console or iteration is coming in the future. To be honest, I think that probably Sony already knew all of that.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Just like how Phil said he thinks that there's going to be something coming up real soon too. So from Sony, so they have a general idea about when these things are going to be coming. They also know what exclusive games that each other has.
They all have Slugworths. There's no Oompa Loompa factory. There's always somebody who's like, "Hey, guess where I just worked?" Or I was just over there. I got my buddy.
People going from different companies and stuff. They all know what's going on.
They don't. Even beyond that, there's corporate espionage. That's a thing.
That is a thing. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think a lot of that stuff is really surprising. It's only surprising to us because we're the general consumer.
Yeah.
They, as general consumers, they don't release all this data out because the reasoning is because they don't want to hurt their brand. If you people know what the fuck is coming on soon, it literally kills off whatever thing that they have coming up recently. Right? Yeah. Like if you knew, there was going to be, let's say we knew for fucking sure that there was a new PlayStation, a new slim PlayStation, a new thing. Like other than the silly all of the rumors that are all floating around right now. Like if we genuinely knew, do you think that it would also? Would you think that would also hurt the sales of things that they have currently going on right now? Yeah. Yes, it would.
Oh yeah.
Yep. People will forego buying the things that are coming out now because they're like, you know what? I'll just wait until the next thing comes along. And that's precisely why they don't release all this information all at once. So this situation with this thing, it's like, okay, I think for business it doesn't hurt anything, but I think for consumers it makes things seem like it makes consumers think twice. And that's precisely why Phil had to go in and when that came out and say no, this is wait to see the final release stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really more for just, the fanboys to eat up, to be honest. Which
Yeah,
they
to be honest,
did,
like
which they
I
did the
wouldn't.
entire week was just eaten up by this story,
If you are, if you
I'm-
if you're, like I noticed, there's a lot of PlayStation fans that are like literally like pulling out the torches, like yes, we won.
Oh, they were celebrating this week because,
Number
Xbox's
one,
big L, they were celebrating like crazy
number
this week.
one, it's like it's not officially. If it was really something that was like something of note, like let's say like their whole architecture for some new tech that they were coming out that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Now that's some real shit, like that's some real like all this stuff is just like the only thing is like I'm sure I'm sure it's like it again as consumers it seems it seems like, oh my god, what, how did we didn't know, because they didn't want to tell you. So
Yeah. Brett, what's up?
Also, I'm going to go ahead and say there would have been something. They would have found, like, if Phil Spencer had to park a little further away from work than normal, they would have reported on it as Sony's big win, and like the Microsoft big L. Phil Spencer had to walk an extra 5 minutes to work. Blah blah blah. Like, this is not. I'm just gonna say this shit is not newsworthy. It is not a gotcha moment. It is honestly like it's just fucking boring, right? Like I'm at least weirdly sometimes entertained by the console war. It's like driving by a train accident. Like you can't help but look. But like this play, man, I'm bored. I'm so bored of it because it's a big fat fucking nothing burger, and we're all, I guess, pretending. Not here, but like half the goddamn internet seems to be pretending that it's something just so that they can stand for Sony, which is incredibly stupid. But more to the point, it's fucking boring. Like at least throw some real hot fire. Come on, guys.
I mean, like, to be honest, like, like the fact that they like them deciding to do a console without any sort of a physical media drive. To be honest, that we not that we knew it for sure, but you could see that the industry is moving toward that direction.
Yeah.
There's constant rumors that the next PlayStation would have no disk drives on it, right? There's also the idea. Also, you gotta understand, like with
My PS5
Xbox
doesn't have a disk drive. I got the digital one.
the Xbox, the new, what is it? The Xbox's ecosystem is really not conducive to actual consoles at all. And they're looking to have it on everything that you can sit in front of, right? So all your games exist on a digital world, and to be honest, that's exactly what the industry wants you to do, and we're all giving it to them. You don't get to own your shit no more.
No.
And they say to you, hey, you can have it as long as you want as possible. But no, you can't, especially if it gets delisted or one of the companies decides to go out of business. So,
if it goes out of business, then you lose everything. Like,
you lose everything.
A bunch of people bought a bunch of games. I'm like, now
and then
what?
Google, and then your folk, all one of you who bought a Google Stadia. Well, where are all those games going to be in the future? They ain't going to be there no more.
Carlos, was our boy John Christ, man.
So,
man, shout out to John Christ in the stadium, man.
Yeah. So like again, like it's unfortunate. Like the sad, yes, we know, and we can see it all coming in the cards. With the system that doesn't have any sort of drive on it. It's just a box. Just a box.
Yeah. Someone clicking a pen.
Oh, that's just me.
Okay. See, Manny, thank you for actually owning up to it.
Because
every time I ask that question, it stops.
Well, listen, I every single time there's something going on, like I'll fess up to it. Unlike some people,
no, that's what I'm saying. Some people don't.
I never know if it is me.
I love it.
No, I'm actually playing with the PlayStation charger. The
PlayStation.
The Vita charger here.
Nice.
So, yeah, just press the button.
All right, let's move on. Mob hits.
Damn, my microphone's sensitive.
Yeah, it is. Who's also joining us tonight? Mob hits.
Sup hits.
Right. Do you guys think Jim Ryan is being cryptic with his statement about being less reliant on third-party games and shifting focus more on first-party games? Is this statement nonsense when we all know the formula behind PlayStation's success has been third-party games starting from the PlayStation 1?
No, their success has always been their first parties.
Yeah.
Well,
It's been a
Well, it
mix.
makes-
Because remember,
sense now.
think about the PlayStation 1. What are the biggest game? The game
The biggest-
people most
here-
think of is Final Fantasy 7 and Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear.
Okay. Here's Final Fantasy, Metal Gear. The 1998, right? That era. But I would say this. If they didn't have still have those showcases like Demolition Derby, like Loaded, like all those other titles that were still sitting in there, I think it would that to give people an idea as to what the future of the console was. I don't think it would have done it. Obviously, yes, having your Mortal Kombats, having your Metal Gears, and all those other things will definitely help. But having those initial showcases also were key to your console,
And sport games.
yeah,
and obviously sports games.
it's definitely been a mix, but I feel like they've been less reliant on third parties to sell their systems than they were in the past. Because, like you mentioned, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Which all
that's just
were
PlayStation 1. That was just PlayStation 1. About PlayStation 2, all those big third parties, right? Final Fantasy 10, fucking Grand Theft Auto 3, the Prince of Persia games.
Those came out, and the thing about those is those came out at the onset. Those came out in the early 2000s, very close to their launch. What was it? The Metal Gear and all those other games came toward the end.
Yeah. Except Metal Gear Solid 2. That came out at the beginning, too.
No, yeah, all those things came out in the beginning. It's like Metal Gear Solid 2, Final Fantasy 10, Kingdom Hearts. Those are actually all early PlayStation, like in the first few 3 years of, all in the first few 3 years of the original of PlayStation 2.
And I feel like the first. Oh, go ahead.
But again, like I would say that also their first parties in there did help to sort of sell that thing. But then again, like I feel like 2 was building off of the momentum of what 3 had. 2 is building off the momentum of 1.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I think the hardest their first parties have ever had to work is in the 3 era.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. But,
Yes,
because everybody said the PlayStation 3 was a piece
By
of
the
shit.
way, when did Jim Ryan make these statements? I haven't seen this. I'm guessing nobody knows.
I don't know.
Yeah, listen, man. I pretty much checked out after Friday. I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm not checking shit.
Nah, man, this is just don't do build your models, read your books.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. In 2 days, I've been chilling. I've been good. So I haven't seen any of this stuff.
Me.
For the first part, I came out during the week when it was more documents that were leaked from the FTC stuff.
Thank you. Bob Pitt says it came out during the weekend. No wonder I didn't know about it.
Here's the question: is it really a leak if it is public knowledge?
No.
It's
not
usually
really a
considered.
leak.
It's usually considered a leak if it wasn't officially announced, so they call it a leak. So let's say if Sony didn't say, "Hey, this is what we want you to know," then it's considered a leak because they didn't tell you that they wanted you to know that.
Also, the FGC thing, right? Like as I remember, more information came out about that. But like with the Xbox thing, that was not an actual FGC thing.
FTC.
That was FTC. It wasn't an FTC thing. It was actually a legitimate leak of early.
Oh yeah,
documents.
the Xbox thing was just internal. Yeah, that
was an internal one. So
I think
that is actually a legit leak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was somebody who was sending their teams. Remember that was the whole thing. It was their teams chat.
I think so. It's a disgruntled employee.
Oh no! To be honest, I think
Microsoft had a lot of firings.
Microsoft had a shitload of firings this year. I know some folks that have worked in there, and they're like, it's not like specific people. It's just they're just cutting names.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what they did. They're just chopping names off. Yep. So obviously. Maybe it could be somebody who'd worked there for a bunch of years and said, "What the fuck, man? I've been, it's like," and they just fuck this shit. Yep. They still got all the emails and their thing there, and then boom, sent it off.
Yeah, that's what I think happened.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right, another one here from Mob Hits. With the recent email leaks of Microsoft and the way they spoke about acquisitions and other things, do you guys think Microsoft is being looked at negatively by studios and others with how Uncle Phil is running the Xbox platform?
Not really.
This is business.
Yes,
this is how they all talk. This is how they
only
all
competitors.
This is how a lot of emails and stuff like that go. And again, he was talking more of a hypothetical on there.
Mm-hmm.
If we could get them, putting out those ideas. But again, it's not like there weren't any sort of plans on there. And then obviously, again, as we know with Japanese companies, they are not too cool with essentially being picked up by Western companies. But for some reason, they're be okay with companies in China picking them up for some fucking reason.
I don't remember. Do you guys know
anyway,
a game studio that was purchased, a Japanese game studio by a Western developer? Do you know one?
Tango Studio by Bethesda.
Tango?
Yeah.
Tango GameWorks, but to be honest, like Tango GameWorks wasn't purchased by Bethesda.
Yeah, I think they went to them, didn't they?
They went to them for funding.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like that's not that officially is not like that doesn't.
Yeah, it's not a thing, but everybody thinks it's a thing. Like, oh, Microsoft's going to buy Sega. It's like,
no,
come on, guys.
No, the thing about it is like it and again, like they're also like will be willing to do hostile takeovers like that too? Like who knows? You know, like where they essentially buy enough stock in a company to essentially just take over the whole thing. But you know, I don't to be honest, I don't think the companies will see Phil any differently. Yeah, all big companies probably talk like that behind the scenes. Like, hey, you know, what if we decided to get these guys? I don't know. It would be a really good boon to our system, to get people on our system. But the one thing I have to say to these people essentially trying to boost their digital services, don't try to grow too big, too fast. Because if you are looking at what's happening in the non video game industry, you're going to see a lot of stuff happening. A lot of people trying to bolster, a lot of companies trying to bolster their system, and then essentially they're bleeding money. We're talking about you, Disney and Paramount, and all you other companies out there, essentially with their digital services. And they're punching billions and billions of dollars in there, and they're all fucking bleeding right now.
No, well, it's catching up to them because they thought it was all easy. They were like, "Oh, if we build it and we put all our stuff on it, everybody will just come and sub." It's like, yeah, until they watch it all. Yeah, and then what? Then you're until they watch it all. Yeah, and then you're constantly making new stuff, and it's like, all right, well, this is costing a lot of money because you want to make it just like something epic.
And you're losing serious money by licensing your having other services licensing your product out on their services. You know, being Disney is not catching any of that Netflix money because they decided to lock every single one, most of their properties onto their thing. So there you go.
Real quick here. Bliss says Capcom came out today saying they would turn down any acquisition offer, including Microsoft. You got to remember, Capcom is still owned by the original family that founded it. So they're not beholden to shareholders. The same
with Konami. They're still owned by the original family that owned them. So whatever business deal that they would have to do, it also have to be. They would still have to want to be involved inside of it. I don't know who's owns Sega, but
Sammy. Isn't it Sammy now? Or actually, it's Sega Sammy. It's like that's
Sega
Sammy. Sammy.
Yeah.
Sammy was not Sammy. Sammy was acquired by Sega, but you see how they work, right?
Didn't they merge?
They merged they merged exactly like right now. It's like it's supposed to be called Sega Sammy, but it's really not Sega Sammy. And you saw what happened with Namco Bandai, right?
Yeah.
When they Namco and Bandai, it swapped. It was like what was it? It was
Bandai
Namco Bandai, and then it turned from Bandai to Namco.
Yeah.
So.
Doesn't the Saudis have stake in Capcom? I'm not sure about that, but
the Saudis. Well, it's a lot of places have money in these sorts of things, but also you also got to realize that companies also have control of how much of themselves they put for purchase on the market.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They could all have Tencent has their hands in almost everything, but
Tencent has everything. Has hands in everything.
Yeah. Plus, there's also you can differentiate between selling Class A and Class B shares. But here's the thing I want to throw out there. No, I don't think it'll detract or change a lot of people's opinion. I think it'll actually go the opposite way. Like, you have demonstrated an avenue to financial success through selling out. And if you look at the rest of tech, there's a lot of companies that are startup. They're just building technology in the hopes that they make something valuable enough to get acquired. Like, that is the end goal. So I think that you may actually have the opposite of what you're thinking, and it won't detract so much as it'll give people something to kind of build towards. Like, some people's entire end goal will be to, like, they'd be like, I'd love to build a franchise, sell it to Microsoft, and fucking retire. There are definitely going to be those people. And now that Microsoft has demonstrated that they're willing to acquire successful things, then some people are going to angle that way. So, no, I don't think it'll detract people. I think it'll encourage people.
Yeah. All right. Moving on here. Some sponsored questions. Ace Ali's picking. Ace Ali's going to pick up 2 questions. So thank you for that, sir.
Oh shit.
Yeah. First extra one from Mob Hits, courtesy of Ace Ali. If an all digital Series X releases, will you consider this generation as being a generation that kicked off the death of physical media games? I think that already started in the PS3 era when we actually had digital games starting. Went fast.
That was this generation, though.
Yeah.
What does that mean, though? Does it mean like no hard drive? Like it's just streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Who wants that shit? I mean, we haven't even gotten to that when it comes to streaming. So no, I wouldn't.
I will say this,
Adam. Don't you have an old digital PlayStation though?
Yeah, but I have a hard drive and I have SSDs and stuff. Yeah. I'm storing it. I'm not streaming it.
Yeah, no, but he's not talking about streaming. He's talking about just a console without a disc drive. That's what he's talking about.
No. I don't need that. I don't need paper content.
No, he's asking if this is a generation that kicked that off.
Definitely for consoles, yes. But the idea of doing that, that's been done with music. On your iPods and stuff. We were already going in that direction.
Yeah,
and like I said, I see it started. The steps started being taken in the PS3 era. Really kicked off last generation with when like digital overtook physical, and now we have have consoles without disc drives, which is interesting. Remember the PlayStation Go? How that failed because you couldn't put physical games. Things are a little different now, and now something that would be accepted. Because look at Steam Deck, right? You can't stick anything in there. But no one's complaining about that. So yeah,
that's a Hugo.
Yeah, that's a Hugo. So yeah, so I'm not gonna. I don't think. I understand the question. He's saying, he's asking if this generation that kicked it off. I'm gonna say no because we've already been down this path. But this generation has definitely been accelerating it for sure.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the Go is that the quality of the game sucked. If it were on par with what people were accustomed to, yeah, it would have been a huge hit. No one would have given a shit, but they weren't good.
No, I think people mostly were complaining because they couldn't move their back catalog.
Yeah, they wanted that was the main complaint. The UMDs and shit. Yeah.
Yep, that was the thing.
That was the main deal. Yeah.
That was the thing. It's like there was no way to convert those what your purchases into digital purchases that you could have there. No verification system. Unlike what Microsoft has, where essentially for a lot of their titles you could just stick the disc in, it reads the disc and says, "Oh, hey, put it on there," right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I think this is a semantical thing. When kicked off, no. The answer is obviously no because it's not the first attempt. But maybe normalize would be a better term for this.
Yeah, I like that, normalized. Yeah.
Because like the PSP Go is one of the forebears of kicking off these types of things. It wasn't a success, but it kicked it off. And even before that, there was traces, like Adam mentioned, with MP3s and all that stuff. So there was, traces in different mediums that, translated to gaming. But yeah, this generation is exacerbating to physical people the problem of an all day digital.
People want convenience they'll sacrifice over quality and others. Because think about MP3 at 128-bit. That's what it was. At least the low end, and then you go, and that sucks. That's not CD quality, but people don't give a shit. It's that convenience factor that I didn't have to go to the store.
You put 1,000 songs.
Exactly. There you go. I play all this shit on here. I didn't have to go anywhere. And it's the same thing. Yeah, can you get a nice box or steel case and put it on display? Yeah, you can do that. Or you could click this one button and go nowhere, and it's loaded in your. So it's like,
Yo, hold up. Daddy, hold up, man. This motherfucker went full Spanish. I see those plátanos and arroz con guandule. I see that shit. I was like, hold on, this motherfucker eats some plátanos, man, on air. We're the real Hispanic throwdown, man. Like, who was that one dude on Twitter? He was like, he learns more about Hispanic culture from Throwdown than anywhere else.
Yeah, there you go, man.
And those are arroz con guandule too, man. What you got?
We ordered from a Puerto Rican place, so they
Nice.
had like they had plátanos, I had all those condulas,
Tostones, as they call them and shit.
Tostones. I don't know.
That's what Puerto Ricans
man.
call them, you know?
By the way, that
we never called it that, right?
Yeah,
Adam.
No, we call it tostones.
I never called it tostones. I called it plátano.
Yeah, because you hung out with me all the time.
No, in the house.
No. I know them as both. So I know when
Yeah.
someone says tostones, I say, oh, you mean plátano. It's the same shit.
But like whenever like my stepmom or anybody else would just go plátano.
Yeah.
What I don't like
By the way,
is,
Some
Jason Presti, our boy Jason Presti, is the one that said that.
Shout out to him. He's like, he learns a lot about Hispanic culture from Throwdown. So there you go, man. You learn about tostones, frito verde, fucking guandules.
Viva Peru.
You already know, man.
what do you know about quenepas?
Quenepas. Well, yes, he's learning, man. Yo, I don't even remember what the question was. I got fucked up right now. We had the physical. Yeah, so yeah, this generation. I'm hungry now. Fuck, I want some plátanos, man. Fuck.
I want chicharrón de pollo. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, some mofongo and shit, man.
Oh, with some flan. Oh,
I don't know. I don't fuck with flan though. I don't fuck.
what? You don't like it? It's a syrup.
Yeah, Tony doesn't care for desserts that much, and then it's
flan is
probably
even worse because it's like
it's in that goop, the sauce.
it's like sweet snot.
It's like sweet fungus. Yeah, it looks like something from like an alien planet.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need that shit, man. Nasty. I don't even like Jello because of that. Blah, 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 Fuck that.
Jello is pretty good too.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
The only thing they didn't do with this, right? And the rice is banging, but they didn't put the little sausages in the side of it.
Oh, they don't. They fucked it up.
They didn't do it.
Why?
Not even little pieces of ham. Nothing, man.
No, none of it. It's not in there. It's just rice and the beans, and that's in the it's the brown rice.
You know how my mom makes it with the ham and shit inside of it. Oh, so good.
Yeah,
you know. Anyway, let's move it on. Another one. Ace Ali is also sponsoring a extra one subset question here. Kind of related to the last one. Am I the only person who buys a game digitally and then looks for a physical copy in the bargain bin or eBay for cheap? Adam, there you go.
That's me. So if you see up on top, I do that with my favorites. So I have all the divisions in steel cases. So I made sure to find them in steel cases after I got to do it. Same thing with all my Gears of Wars. I have my Metal Gears on the other side. So there's certain series of games that I will do.
Serious.
Serious. Because it means a lot to me. So I was like, I want this. But I usually go for the steel book. Not just, I just want to get. I want the steel book. And then I'll put them up for display. But only for the ones I really want.
If I had room, I would do that for like the special games. I'm like, yeah, I want that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that you're not the only one. The people do that shit.
No,
I think it's cool.
I don't see anything like with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
One thing that
you're
they
not
should
alone,
do,
sir.
one thing they should do.
Alone.
One thing they should do is cut down the prices of those digital versions. That's what they should do. Drop it down to PC prices.
Yeah, completely random. Manny, when's Comic-Con?
Oh, Comic-Con is
Isn't it in October?
It's like early October.
Oh shit! That early October is like 2 weeks from now.
Maybe around the 5th. That's usually when it is. I mean, I don't know for sure because I haven't gotten any. I'm not going. So
you're not going at all?
No, because I don't have a spot there.
Motherfuckers. Yeah. I think I may go because I'm gonna go in as press. My boss said at school is like, you don't have to cover nothing. You just sign up. I'm like, okay.
Now, what's up with DC? Are still with the whole thing with the strike and all that stuff? Disney, are they
Apparently,
showcasing-
the strike might be over.
Well, they have because they've been in discussions all weekend.
Yeah, no, right now the big deal. This happened during Throwdown. They've reached a tentative deal, so nothing yet. But they've reached, with the WGA. I don't know about the actors though. But yeah, that my timeline is just nothing but that right now.
Yeah, man. Can some of this stuff help us get Dune this year?
For real, can we get Dune this fucking year? Shit.
It depends because it's all about what they have on the window.
Side note, to answer your question, New York Comic Con is on the 12th to the 15th.
Fuck. All right, I better sign up. All right. What's up?
You're not going to be... Isn't that when you're leaving for your trip?
Not the 15th.
Oh.
My trip is on the 20th, I mean, we hear that slurping.
Sorry.
Yeah, Carlos, this is the week of whatever the 20s are. That's when I'm leaving.
Gotcha.
And just that week. All right, moving on. Tumeke, who's been joining us all night. And Tumeke, I hope you're still there because I want to know if I got your question right here. I had to edit a little bit just for clarity, but I hope I didn't miss anything here. For each of the crew members, which fighting game and character would you want a selectable skin for? As a bonus, you could also select a fighter and a character for notable gaming personalities such as Uncle Phil, Aaron Greenberg, Jimbo Baggins, Shuhei Yoshida, and Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima was loving just a fighting game skin. If I got the question
the Reginator.
Yeah,
I would get Scorpio, Scorpion, and put Spider-Man on him. Because instead of the things, it's webs, and that I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay, thank you for saying that because now I understand the question. I was a little confused about the question. So it's like if you could take a fighting game character and put a skin on him, who would it be? That's the question, right?
Yeah, that's how I understood it.
I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
I would because he's a wizard, and that all links Ryu with Ghost Rider. Just put the Ghost with the flaming head.
I thought you were going to say Ryu and Harry Potter.
To be honest, I wouldn't want to change the character. Like, it seems a little silly to me.
I'm smiling because that was my answer. I don't like skins in games, because it's cheap because the underlying main character is still there. There's nothing new about that skin. The skin is not special. So I'm like, what the fuck's the point then?
Yeah.
There's this
like,
one
stupid as
but I mean,
mechanics,
but I mean, here's the thing. One interesting one. So Mortal Kombat does this, where you can change out Johnny Cage for movie version of Johnny Cage, the actor that played him in the movie.
Yeah.
Or obviously the normal Johnny Cage and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. But
they're all Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
And the voices, all the voices and stuff are all different depending on those characters, but they're skins.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, because it's still the same character.
It's still the same character.
Yeah.
In other words, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage.
Yeah. Real quick, Dumeka goes. But my question was, who would you like your own likeness on, and in what game? I don't understand. What do you mean your own likeness on? You mean like myself? I don't want myself in a game. That's stupid.
You want you?
I don't want that. No, remember, I'm the guy who I don't make custom characters look like me. The whole point of me playing games is to get immersed in a fantasy world. I'm already myself. Why the fuck do I need to be in a video game? So my answer is kind of still the same. No, not gonna do it.
What's the game that and this kind of pissed me off? There's this. Is it Mortal Kombat, the one that's gonna have the turtles on it? But it's just a skin.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, I was
Street
like,
Fighter.
Street Fighter. Oh no, Street Fighter. That's right.
It's Street Fighter. Yeah, it's stupid.
I was like,
it's still Ken.
I saw like turtles and
But I thought it was. Yeah. I thought we looked at it. It wasn't the turtle. It was like a costume. It looks like
it's the costume that goes over your character. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like a Ninja Turtle.
But it's pretty much like
a
skin.
It does look like a Ninja Turtle.
We saw it and we all agreed. It just looks like a costume of a Ninja
it looks
Turtle
like a costume of a Ninja Turtle that's not he's wearing. Yeah.
It's not as good as the Injustice one. Remember that was
the Injustice one actually legitimately had the turtles in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm like, what's the point of putting the turtle skin over an existing character? I'd rather have a real character.
I had
I was
the
I don't think that's fun. I think that's dumb.
Outfit.
Yeah.
Over my Ryu. That was in Street Fighter 5. That was one
Now,
of them.
here's
That was
here's
fun.
an interesting one. In one of the Street Fighter games, what they did is they didn't put skins of other characters, but they had characters of those characters wearing the costumes of another character. So it was like, for instance, like if it was like just for sake of conversation, I don't know if this is a real one, but they had like Blanca wearing a John Bane costume on top of himself.
Yeah.
He's still Blanca. You still see his face and you still see his hands, but he's wearing literally a costume of that character on top of himself.
Yeah.
Or like,
But that's kind of Blanca's shtick
in other words,
now, so that's fine.
like in other words, like another character cosplaying of another character.
Yeah.
Like I forgot what game. Also in that Street Fighter game, they had some other character dressed up as Felicia, but she's still that other. She's still that her character. You know, let's say Cammy, I think it was. I don't know, but they still had that. They were wearing a costume of that other character, not fully changing them.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
One last one. Super Smash Brothers. I would change Snake into Kojima just to like in line with a question. That'd be pretty fun.
I was thinking like for Snake for Super Smash Bros. What you do is you have, because you could possibly the skin for Snake could use for be multiple characters. So you can have him as Big Boss from Peace Walker, from 5, and Old Snake, right? You could also have a skin for what is it? Revolver, Ocelot, and Liquid Snake. All of those characters sort of work on those same sort of parameters, but they never did those. For some reason, they decided to just give Snake different colored outfits.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Another one from Tumeke. With many publishers and developers focusing on established IPs from movies and comics due to lower risk compared to new IPs, what is a lesser known IP you'd love to see made into a game? My example is Cyberpunk Cyberpunk, which was a board game, being made into a game that people like. It's true.
Pencil and paper RPG. That's what Cyberpunk was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
That's semantics.
No, but the point is like Cyberpunk was kind of obscure, and now it's not.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like you can. That's a lot of like classically back in the day when those really cool like games that came out of nowhere, like Syndicate. Wasn't Syndicate a pen and paper, and wasn't Shadowrun also a pen and paper?
Yeah, I believe so.
These things were already sort of nichely successful, right? And they just turned into these titles. I mean, there was a point that Dungeons and Dragons was that, right?
Yep.
Then you have games like Baldur's Gate and all the other games that came off of it.
Yeah. So yeah, in the spirit of the question, so what lesser known IP from anything would make a great video game? So this is focusing on lesser known IPs, not big stuff. Anybody?
Adam, table tennis.
I wouldn't be table tennis. That game was already made.
It's already made.
It's already made. It's out there.
It's got to be something. It's got to be like again.
He's
talking about transferal of IP. So what does that mean? That means like you can go with any one of Mike Pondsmith's other games besides Cyberpunk. He was like a robot mech game that he had made.
I don't know. I feel like everything's been turned into a damn game.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything like lesser known that would make a good video game because video game adaptations in general are kind of suspect, So I'm not sure. I'm guessing everybody's struggling with this question too.
I mean, you could again, like you could go to Mechaton, which was a robot game, a samurai robot game that might pen and paper.
Remember,
game.
It doesn't have to be pen and paper games. It could be anything.
I mean, again, like these are lesser known, IPs that he has had. They've done the rights that you could definitely kind of reinvent. Teenagers from outer space, stuff like that. So, from comics, I mean, why not? You could could possibly do Solomon Kane. You know, Solomon Kane is is the other character that the creator of Conan created.
Robert E. Howard. Yeah.
Robert E. Howard.
I mean, he has a bunch of characters that could be good.
That could easily be turned into games, and like he is the monster hunter archetype, kind of like Hellboy. So, you know,
the
he
Puritan
could literally
fucking adventurer.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
You could theoretically make a Castlevania game out of a Solomon Kane.
I got one. Thank you for kind of shedding me on that path, Manny. Elric of Melody Monet, like he'd be a good, that'd be a good RPG. Yep. I mean, The Witcher pretty much ripped off of that shit, you know, the Elric series. So there you go. Yep. That'd be a great one. You know, the anti-Conan, as it were. Michael Moorcock.
Because Elric was like a thin, pasty guy.
Yep.
But he did magic.
Yeah, he had a sword and everything. You know, the sword, was sentient and was murderous, and that'd be a great RPG actually. So there you go. That's my answer, Elric.
Yeah, you can go into Elric. Like you can go into all those weird sort of like old books.
Yeah, it's a lot of old books they could mine, can't they? I'm going down. Hey, Brian, any obscure franchises you think would make good games?
I don't know enough actually, so I can't answer that.
Yeah. What about you, Brett? Any obscure franchises you think would make a good game?
I feel like if Brett doesn't have anything, then none of us would.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, I'm having trouble quantifying like what counts as obscure.
Something that not a lot of people know about.
Well, stuff that not a lot of people know about, Brett. Like in other words, like again. Tony just talked about essentially having an Elric book. Elric hasn't been a thing in years, you know. And it was a popular franchise, but it's not really well known.
It's just funny how so many characters look like Elric, like fucking Geralt of Rivia, fucking Cain from Blood Omen. Like a lot of characters look like him too. It's just funny, you know.
The thing about that, there could be a situation where that like someone like I'm guessing with The Witcher. For that character, I think he really wanted to make an Elric character, but he obviously couldn't call it Elric. And I think for any sort of adaptations of Elric, I also think that it's not so big that obviously most people don't remember it.
Yeah. Anyway, Bray, go on. Do you have anything obscure?
I mean, I want to see since we've seen The Witcher pave the way for novel series kind of being adapted into games. I want to see the Sword of Truth be made into a game series. That book series has a lot of stuff that I think would translate really well to games. Swords, magic, RPG kind of plot line, helping people out along the way. There's lots of opportunities for side quests, but there's also kind of this there's ancient keeps that have magic that were locked away by the wizards, and you need certain abilities to be able to unlock them. So you can do some cool kind of, like Zelda temples with that kind of shit. Like, I just feel like it'd make a really good transition. Plus, that book series is so goddamn dope.
Yeah, there you go. See? Nice and obscure. Terry Goodkind. A very controversial author, but that Terry Goodkind is.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm not praising the guy. I'm praising the books. There's a difference.
Yeah, but you know what it is, Brett. Anytime you kind of talk about Sword of Truth, it's always just go, "Oh, Terry Goodkind,"
Well, like George R.R. Martin isn't kind of a piece of shit. Like, come on.
Oh man.
Yeah, you say that, but then you're gonna go fucking play your Harry Potter game. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, like, Terry Goodkind is kind of a douchebag. I'm pretty sure most authors throughout history. Kind of douchebags. I'm pretty sure an abrasive personality kind of comes part and parcel with being a writer. Kind of like alcoholism often does. The same way being weird and nocturnal comes with being an artist, man. Like, there's just certain personality traits that come with stuff. I'm sure that Brandon Sanderson seems like an amazing guy, an amazing author, right? Like, that's great, but they can't all be Brandon Sanderson, right? We're gonna get some Terry Goodkinds in there every once in a while. Like, no, I don't want to talk to you, but I'll read your book.
Brett, not to go off topic, but did you see that fucking hit piece on Brandon Sanderson a few months ago? I'm guessing no.
What?
But okay, so some publication, I think it was Vice, they basically had this big. Well, damn, Brett didn't want to hear it about it. Never mind.
I don't want to hear that.
Never mind.
He's like, what? I'm out of here.
He's like, fuck, I don't want to hear about that shit. All right, moving on here.
Also, anything, a lot of the stuff Harlan Ellison did, those are sort of forgotten franchises too. Like,
Yeah.
Like.
Although they
like
keep
books that
taking
you
Harlan
can-
Ellison stuff and like turning it into other things, kind of interesting.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah, you mean the Terminator?
I don't think that was him. Was that Harlan Ellison? I think it was. Yeah, I think
It
you're
was
right.
The Matrix. It was the Matrix. Sorry.
Let's look that up. But yeah, they always take stuff of his and turn it into something.
I can't remember. I think Harlan Ellison was the Terminator, because you think he has a Terminator-like story, and I think also the Matrix also might have taken stuff from Harlan Ellison.
Yeah.
But you know why people stole from him? Because he's kind of a dick. Because he's kind of a dick, and you don't want to really pay him for the thing, so just rip him off.
Oh man. All right. And the last two questions of the night come from Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. And I have to edit these, but this is Richard, so I'm pretty sure these all read fine. The Embracer Group has had a horrible year. Yeah, this is true. Which studios or IPs do you think they will get rid of next to stay afloat? Oh, the reason I'm reacting like that is because they're probably gonna do that next.
Yep.
Oh shit! Who do you think they're gonna get rid of next? Who do they own right now? Didn't they get rid of Crystal Dynamics or something? Or
no?
Yeah. What's
They recently acquired a bunch of Crystal.
No. What did they do? Because there was news about them letting some people go from Crystal Dynamics or something. This was like
they're probably getting rid. They're probably getting rid of a bunch of their leadership.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So do you think they're going to start selling off IPs? Is that what he's also asking?
Yeah, because that's what they've already done.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have some of the old Square Enix
idols.
A
bunch of Crystal Dynamics people got laid off a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So
they have they own Tomb Raider. I think they own Tomb Raider and Deus Ex.
And there's another collection of Tomb Raiders coming out. You saw that the remastered
the first three. Yeah. Deus Ex is probably going to be next. Yeah.
What, like Lord of the Rings? Cutting Deus Ex off? I mean,
no, I mean more layoffs and shit.
I mean, the Deus Ex franchise is sort of, after that second game, it sort of lost its momentum.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd like to see, somebody who really cares about that franchise sort of get it back.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? What other studios do you think are going to be affected next?
I mean, anybody who's not doing anything that's that they can see that's going to make them money. To be honest, again, Embracer Group pulled a Disney and essentially started to snack up all the franchises before they had anything in development.
They have Deep Silver, right? Aren't those? Do they have Deep Silver?
They're formerly what were the Nordic games?
Yeah, Nordic.
Nordic games.
Yeah. Well, to be honest,
I think they do.
Yeah, they do, right? So then that means they also have the one with the Four Horsemen, those gods. What was that called?
They have the Darksider series.
The Darksider series.
I mean, to be honest, like sell Darksiders back to Joe Mad if he wants to take it. At Airship Syndicate.
Don't they own Gearbox?
No.
I think that was one of the studios that they were saying that was on the chopping block of studios.
Yeah, that's the one I would choose.
That's a big one.
Well, to be honest,
I thought 2K owns Gearbox. Or is they just a pump? Remember, because when it loads up, it says 2K, and then it says Gearbox.
Somebody look at that, please. Yeah, somebody look that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2K.
Let's not get our information wrong here.
Yeah, let's look at that. Nope, it says owner Embracer Group.
Yeah, so I found a IGN article here. It says IGN Middle East, which is interesting. Embracer kicked off 2021 with its biggest purchase to date, acquiring Borderlands developer Gearbox for $363 million upfront, with incentives that could make the deal worth as much as $1.3 billion. Gearbox was made Embracer's seventh operating group upon its acquisition, regarding Borderlands, 2K will still publish all the
Oh, that's
known and
why.
planned
Okay.
games in the series,
Oh,
though the IP is owned by Gearbox/Embracer.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I was like, it still says 2K. I'm playing. I told you, we with some buddies were playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's the same thing, Gearbox and 2K. It didn't say anything about Embracer, but yeah, they own it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at Wikipedia to see what studios they own, and it's quite a lot actually.
Oh yeah.
So THQ Nordic, Saber Interactive. Oh damn.
That's
Deep Silver, Plyon.
World War Z. World War Z. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Gearbox is listed.
so Brian, which one do you think might be on the chopping block?
Well, I'm sorry to say it, but I think the best way to look at it is which studio recently, as in last 2-3 years, have had games that did not meet expectations,
Deep
and that's
Silver.
most likely on the chopping block.
Yeah, Deep Silver. Is one
Silver.
of them.
Well, didn't they already let go of what happened? The Saints Row developers.
Yeah, Volition.
Volition?
Yep.
Yeah, they already let them go, right? Or
I'm not
I don't
sure. I think they're gone. Volition, aren't they? Like they've closed up their doors.
Yep, they transferred to Gearbox and closed
Yeah, so there you go.
as of August 31st of August.
Yeah, they shut down.
Right,
Yeah,
so I
permanently
guess
shut down.
Gearbox is safe if they transfer there. It's like, all right, you guys are gonna go to Gearbox, and then 2 weeks later, while you're setting up your desk, we're done. We're
Damn,
closing up
Embracer
shop.
Group's worse than EA. Shit.
Yep. Okay, in fact, the IPs have been moved to other studios, so Red Faction and Saints Row. So, in
they're not
theory,
selling them. They're not selling.
it is possible to get more of them in the future. But then again, in theory, it's possible to get a Burnout game. But hey, here we
No,
are.
they're doing Battlefield instead. So
You have no idea how salty I am, Tony. Okay,
Yeah.
no, Tony, you like the only one who knows
I
how
understand.
salty I am.
I feel that same level of salt. Ugh, fucking stupid.
Yeah, the one thing about it is that they own a lot of these. They own these different studios, but they're also all these studios have literally studios underneath them. Like they're not only like Saber Interactive is only one part where they just literally they have like 3D Realms, 4A games, these other companies with underneath their umbrellas. Snapshot Games, Tripwire Interactive.
According to Wikipedia, it says as of September 2023, Embracer Group has 129 internal game studios and at least 15,000 employees and contractors.
Ooh.
Yeah, they need to start having some hits, yo. That's a lot. That's a lot of money to
checks.
bleed.
Yeah, that's a lot of checks to sign every week. And I was like, yo, this is why we're going game as a service because of this. We need one of these games to keep all you suckers employed. We need our own version of Fortnite.
Yeah. All right. And the last question here, also from Rich. Given the glowing reviews for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, how long do you think it will be before we see the next Cyberpunk game? Also, which other notable actors or actresses would you like to see appear in the next game? We're not going to see the next game for a little bit. Although it will run on Unreal, though, because they're
that's what they're saying. It's going to run on Unreal now.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're not getting more expansions for the current game, because they don't want, they're done with the Red Engine.
And also the other thing that they're doing is that they're also moving. They're only having one studio be the Cyberpunk development studio.
Yeah.
So as opposed to it being main CD Projekt Red, it's going to be the studio that is the Cyberpunk studio.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't Red their own internal engine? That's why
the Red engine, yes.
So then you got to scrap the name if you're not going to be using it.
Yeah, they're using Unreal,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not the red part is not. They didn't have the red is just their name, whatever name that they are.
It's just the name of the engine. It was just the name of the engine.
Just the name of
that's
the
what I'm saying.
engine.
Name of the engine, but it's called CD Projekt Red. That's the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So change that to CG Project Unreal.
Well, no, it
No,
wouldn't
they
be that,
named
but yeah.
the engine Red after their studio. Understand?
Yeah.
Oh,
They didn't name
okay.
the studio after the engine.
In fact, CD Projekt Red actually didn't start as a game development studio. They kind of started as a bootleg company.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
That's their start, because essentially in where they were, a lot of games were not getting released, so they were just essentially, getting games to work over there, and then essentially putting them out. So that's the dirty roots of that company.
Nice. They all got dirty. Nintendo used to make dirty cards.
Yeah, playing cards. Yeah,
and dirty.
Well,
playing
cards. They make Hanafuda cards. Hanafuda cards aren't dirty.
I want the one Adams gets are
exactly. I want Jason Statham. Put him in it. There you go. Put him in.
I don't want anybody in those.
That was my answer too. I don't want any.
I don't want any fucking famous people in these games.
I agree with that. It's like having what's his face, John Wick in there and fucking Idris Elba is a little weird.
Yeah, to be honest, it's like.
And I like the game, but I still think it's weird.
Why do you
Johnny
like?
Silverhand's storyline was great though.
It was
Johnny Silverhand's story.
Johnny
is great,
Silverhand,
but
he's fine.
Does Keanu Reeves add anything to that role?
Yes,
not really.
He's great.
Honest, what I see there, he just does Keanu Reeves like, what they did to me is this. I'm like, all right, whatever. I mean, you could.
Whoa, it's like I was there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
He's like, he's like, I'm gonna rage against the machine right now, buddy.
But what do you want? Man. Do you want him to put on a British accent or something and fake the funk? No, we want the same funk.
To be honest, I could have. To be honest, they could have gotten anybody to play that role. They didn't need to have exactly Keanu Reeves, but the only reason why Keanu Reeves is there is because he gets mass media attention.
Yeah, but if they got anybody else that was playing that type of role, and people think they're being cheap, they should have just got Keanu Reeves.
No, they wouldn't have been. They would have just been like, "Hey, that's Johnny Silverhand." Now all you see that as is, "Hey, it's Keanu Reeves."
If he looked like Johnny him, Silverhand. If they kept with the design, if it still looked like him, change the face, but still with the mustache, the suit, the hair, people are like, it looks like they're doing a knockoff version of John Wick.
I don't think. To be honest, I don't think.
I want more celebrities in all my games. That's what I think. To
be honest, they don't. I don't think celebrities add anything to any of these games. I think they're all there really is just a media stunt. Because I'll tell you this: half these celebrities that show up in these fucking games, they do shitty ass fucking jobs.
Yeah. This is why I like
Peter. Put fucking Peter Dinklage inside your Destiny game. How well did that go, huh?
That not his fault.
That is his fucking fault because he didn't see. Why is it? You know why it is his fault? Because he didn't see that shit as something to actually put a fucking full performance in. That's why. Because he thinks he's hot. He thinks he's hot shit superstar, and then he could just sit in there.
They cut him out of the game and replace him with Nolan North.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what happened. They have said, "Oh yeah, we couldn't get him back." It's like, no, because he fucking read it like a douchebag.
Not every sandwich is tasty. There are going to be some that don't be so good. I'm telling you, he's a great actor. Great. He loved them in Elf.
Now I'll say this: the guy. Now the guy who's really putting some shit into it was the dude who played Broyles.
Yeah,
from
rest in peace,
recently
man.
Passed. Yeah, who recently passed.
Yeah, Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick, when he's playing that character in Destiny, he's fucking good. He's playing the dude, the villain in Horizon Zero Dawn. He's doing fucking good job there.
That guy does not phone it in, man.
But he is not. He's not. Also at the same instance, he is also not a superstar on the level of some of these people.
Yeah,
he's a character actor. So they're going to do some serious shit.
The dude from House of Cards is on trial for sexual assault. What's his name?
Kevin Spacey?
American Pie 2. Yeah, Kevin Spacey did a fantastic job in Call of Duty. And he did all his work. I'm telling you.
He wasn't in American Pie.
He wasn't.
Kevin Spacey was in
American Pie. What are you talking about?
No, he wasn't. Yeah. He's in American Beauty.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
Something Americana. We knew that.
Yeah.
And he did a fantastic job in that game. So I like it. I like celebrities in the games. Oh, not so much. But then again, I'm not a fan of that actor. So
Maybe it's a Game of Thrones thing where it's like
It could be. I see that and I see him, and that's all I think about because I'm like, no, but no. Jason Statham, put him in everything. I want him in all my games. He makes me happy. That's Hollywood. When I see him, I think Hollywood.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, we agree. Cyberpunk 2078 ain't gonna come out for a while. You know?
And it's because he's also a Brit who never does an American accent. He sticks true to who he is. He's a Brit.
Yeah.
who, Jon Snow?
No, Jason Statham.
Oh,
Yeah. By the way, Idris Elba in Cyberpunk, he has an American accent.
Can I download
Is it
that?
good?
Tell me some videos.
No, it's not good. No, it's not good at all. I'm like, what the fuck?
We don't need that. He didn't do it in Sonic 2 when he was in it.
Well, he did it in The Wire.
The Wire.
In The Wire.
Wait, was he out of BC?
No, I don't know. I don't remember his character's name, but yeah,
He
he's
was the
definitely
guy
The
with
Wire.
what was his name? He was the one that out of BC was trying to convert out of being Muslim. God, right?
I don't know.
I can't answer
love
that question.
I don't know. I've never seen
that
it.
show
Yeah,
before.
I've never seen it.
That was a good show, man.
In The Wire? No.
Right? He says he was in a while. I don't remember him being in a
No, he's
I
definitely
don't
in
know.
The Wire.
He was in The Wire, but I don't remember him having that type of role in The Wire. I know that he tried to get like more legit by trying to
Omar's
move out
coming.
of gang
That's all I
warfare.
cared about. Omar is coming. He was the best character.
The chick from Transformers voicing the vampire Mortal Kombat 1. Megan
Megan
Fox.
Fox?
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
And nobody cared. But that's the latest celebrity stunt game thing, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like that game is the most stunty
Oh,
type
yeah,
of
Mortal
game.
Kombat's super stunty.
They're
yeah.
like literally like, hey, look, we got the rights to Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator and Freddy Krueger, and like I feel like
yeah, if
they-
any
you
game
know,
to do
they're-
that's going to be Mortal Kombat, yeah.
this would be Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Well, Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah, they're the king of that shit.
Fortnite has like cartoon versions of them.
Yeah.
Which officially you can skirt likeness rights if you have like a cartoony version of a character. So if they don't look enough like the real person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like Battletoads?
what, Battletoads? They don't look like.
Wasn't they trying to be like Ninja Turtles? And they were like, oh, we're just going to change these shit.
Well, no, Battletoads wasn't. Battletoads was just a video game franchise. It wasn't actually a toy franchise.
No, but I feel like it was trying to be a knockoff of
Oh
Ninja
no, yeah, it was definitely trying to be in that era of things, you know. But it was mostly a video game franchise that never really made any toys of those. Biker Mice, you probably say, would be a more of a apt comparison. Same thing with the Toxic Crusaders cartoon. That was also sort of being Ninja Turtles. Gross out, action figures.
Yeah. All right, man. That is it for the questions. Another good sure.
Those questions have been thrown down.
Yes. All right. Do we have anything to plug?
We posted another episode of I'm Negan for the Daryl Dixon. That's up there on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify. We're covering episode 3. It's a French name that Carlos knows how to say. So what's the name of the episode, Carlos?
Tout le bon.
Paris, c'est toujours Paris.
Yep, that is it.
Full French.
À tout le monde, à tous les amis.
Yeah, that's the title of the episode. That's what it is. But it's very good. It's still good. I'm glad.
He's not gonna hate on it because it's French.
I will.
It was fun. It's fun. A lot of stuff. They introduce more variants. We go into that. And a few other things going on. It's fun. It's different. It's different. And that's what we wanted. We wanted some crazy shit going on, and that's what's going on. So
Daryl
Killer
Dixon.
Nut, Killer Nuns, Baby Chalamet's in it.
Didn't
jumping out of
Robert
windows
Kirkman
to
create a
kill
book with
somebody.
Killer Nuns in it?
I don't know. It's
Yeah, he
not
had
under
like
The Walking
something
Dead.
priest. It was I forgot the name.
Oh no, I got the first episode.
Battle
Yeah.
Pope, wasn't it? Was
No,
that
no,
him?
no, not Battle Pope. It was the one that they were gonna make the Showtime show. Remember? And with the exorcisms and stuff like that, and it would come out of the mouth and then go into the other person and then through the mouth.
I'm just making shit up now. Man.
No,
Data
there
was
was
in the show. It was like 3 seasons or something like that, 2 seasons on Showtime. And
Yeah, you
yeah,
talked
that was
about
Robert Kirkman. Yeah, with the exorcism, and they had a priest and a nun, and the regular dude that just was trying to help them get rid of these demons. The dude that
No,
played Data from
no,
Star Trek.
I was thinking right, Battle Pope.
No.
Battle
What's the one
Pope.
I'm talking about? Remember the one I'm talking about? That
Oh, Battle Pope.
That's Oblivion or whatever stuff, whatever.
no, Oblivion.
It's not Oblivion. It starts with an O.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start signing off here. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Join the Discord where the conversations and the rumors are always popping. You can also find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. That's 2 words, Throwdown Show. Throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. And if you've been watching us on YouTube and enjoyed the videos, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our premieres go live. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
Adam, it was Outcast. Hey, yeah. See you
Now
next
it's
time, guys.
Outcast. I have the first. I have that one framed in a box, but I still have the first issue of that one because I thought it was going to be a huge hit. Then it got turned into a show, and then the show sucked, and then everything went to shit. So.
Oh, well. Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Yeah, have a good week, everybody. Don't drink and drive.
Brett Murdoch.
Gotta say, Phil Spencer's assessment of AAA is based as fuck.
Yeah, which is also Sean Layden's assessment of AAA. And Brian Manjoma.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Oh,
You are the captain.
You are the captain. There you go. All right, people. We'll see you on Thursday. Later.
I am Captain Kirk. I am Captain Kirk.